Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another show. My name is Tyler, and I'm here with Matt, the founder of ORATS. ORATS is an options analytics platform built on top of over 15 years of historical options data. Our dashboard is integrated with Tradier, meaning you can research and discover trades on our platform and then seamlessly send them through to your Tradier brokerage account. Today on the show, we're going to show you how to use our recently updated AI chat feature to help you trade and understand options. Matt, do you want to get us started and share your screen?
Sure. Yeah, Otto is pretty awesome, Tyler. Nice work putting that together. So we have Otto on ORATS.com, and we have Otto on our dashboard. The difference is on our dashboard, it's connected to our data. So we have to know that you have a live data or not a live data account. So depending on the questions that you're asking Otto. So that's the main difference. So on the website, you can get a lot of things done. Like here, I'm asking C value. That's our smooth theoretical value on our strikes API. And then we talk about that. So then Otto will give you, a pretty nice description of how that C value is calculated and how to use it and all that. So it's a very powerful program that's integrated with our university, our blog, and some other things. Anything else on that, Tyler?
Yeah, I would say one of the most powerful new features, that we've added based off of popular demand is the ability to query the ability to know our API documentation and then write code for you. So this is something that AI agents do really well. Is they can write code for you in a bunch of different languages, and now that it knows our API docs, it can essentially write the API queries for you. So I think that's one of the really cool features that works on both the website and the dashboard because you don't actually need to query the data. So that's been a really neat add.
So like I could write, can you give me Python code to pull up the strikes endpoint on the basic API?
Yeah, you could do that on the website too, since it doesn't actually query it. On the dashboard, you could actually query the data.
Okay.
And get a response. So it's really neat. It helps me write code for ORATS, and it's really cool.
Yeah. How do I? I'm going to ask if they know VBA because that's my bailiwick. Anyway, so that's cool. So that's the you can do a lot just on the website, and then if you have a subscription, they need a subscription, right? Does just an API subscription give them access to Otto?
Yes, an API subscription will give you access to it.
Okay, so if you have even just an API subscription, you could still access Otto here in our dashboard tools, which is nice. And then also they could go to the API console, which has a lot of examples, and I use this a lot. Is that true, Tyler? I mean, is that a good workflow? Yeah.
Yeah, the API console, it's great for just seeing all the endpoints organized, all the required parameters, and then you can pull up links to the tests and docs there. But
yeah, so here I like to pull up, like when I'm sweating out a 0 DTE at the close. So this is the monies endpoint, and we do an implied futures price, and this is very close. So this stock price here is very close to the actual, and sometimes even better than the spot price of the XPX. So again, I go to live data, money's implied, and then type in SPX and then pull up my my stock price. So
nice.
yeah, that's one of my use cases. Any use cases from this that you do, Tyler?
I mean, I definitely use it to help me understand all the different endpoints that we have. I mean, we query pretty much every one of these endpoints in the dashboard in some
Yeah.
shape or form. So it's helpful for that. And a lot of people. I mean, another thing we just added to this API console is the usage
Yeah.
thing there. So the usage tracker will show you your monthly hits that you have used and how many you have remaining for the month.
Yeah.
That was something previously you've had to email us to know your hits, but now you can just look here on the dashboard.
Yeah. And also the ability to upgrade.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's see
What did it say in the AI?
So let's see. Okay. So I asked the AI to give me some Python code to hit the strikes endpoint, and so it has given me this whole thing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot of usage from it from our clients. That's why we decided to show it today. I
Yeah.
mean, it's really cool to see what people are using it for. I mean, I think writing code it's very effective at. A lot of people are using it to understand, our definitions. So we have hundreds of proprietary indicators, and it's great to use that to kind of understand what those mean.
Yeah. It's also interesting, people have reported that they use it for like they'll put in economic data, they'll paste it in there, and they'll say, "What do you think about that?" And it goes and it makes an answer, and then they could even ask like, what is, a good like. So I asked also, let's see if I had it in this chat. Okay, that's a different one. Yeah, what's happening with SPX OI positioning this week, and it'll tell you like where there's heavy there's heavy put open interest, so those guys have done well, and and you could see the observations like look at that, 6,400 is a magnet, and as we saw in the price from the implied futures rate, it's at 6,400, so that's pretty interesting. That's kind
I think it kind of makes you like a better trader, right? Like kind of makes you understand the
yeah.
terms more and just things to look out for.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was cool. And then I asked, hey, what are some good symbols to trade verticals? Put credit spreads. And then it answered here individual symbol. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Let's go back here. So it said like credit spread candidates. Apple current price. There's high confidence, like that, which means good liquidity. Strong skew, which slope is somewhat steep. Moderate IV, and so it just goes through and start to talk about these. So I think that's like again, very interesting way to do this. And you could actually ask it to, can we set up a stock scanner, and then it'll give you some of these criteria to put into the stock scanner.
Yeah, it's really cool to use too. The suggested questions I find really helpful.
Yeah.
So and they're context based. Um, so if you write something like, help me write the Python code, uh, there's a series of suggested questions. It's like, well, how do you want to now? Do you want to set up authentication?
Right.
Now, do you want to query a different endpoint or something? So you can just kind of keep going with it, and it really helps engage the conversation.
Yeah, that's really good. That's somewhat typical for good AI agents, or and then we have it here as well. What did I ask on this one? So I asked. Oh yeah, so I asked about earnings effect. Like, so we have a lot of earnings information that is in our API. And one of the reasons we have so many is we've been in business for a long time and we just keep improving it. So, and there are different ones there are different inputs that do different things, and Otto did a good job of explaining the differences in all of our earnings related things. And then I just asked a general question: how do I protect my portfolio with options? And so it's talking about puts, it's talking about put spreads, and other types of hedges. So it's quite interesting. Like in a falling market, long puts, fair call spreads, contango. It's pretty amazing. And then
it gives some pretty long.
Yeah, then it said, do you want specific strategies for protecting it during decline?
That's cool.
I suppose
we just got a comment from Mike. He says he's using it to refine my trading plan. I've also started to use it to review my trades before submitting, and it caught 2 big mistakes I was about to make.
Oh, nice. Well, congratulations, Mike, and thanks for the feedback. Yeah, that's it's been quite a nice thing to do, and like Mike was saying, you could put your trades in there, you could put positions in there, you could put outside economic data, you could put fundamental data outside, and it does a pretty nice job of analyzing those and giving you some pretty useful feedback on it.
Yeah, well, let's how did it do on the VBA code?
Oh yeah, let's go there. So VBA. So let's see. Was it here that I asked it? No, that's C value. Where did I ask? Oh,
Right
how do you
there.
code in? How do you write the code in VBA? It said we're not doing VBA, dude.
Maybe can you try clearing and asking again?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Oh, there's speaking my language.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow. All right. Yeah, because you can use Excel as you saw popping up. I have some Excel sheets that run automatically.
Nice.
Look at that. Still going.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's getting a lot faster too.
Yeah.
That's one thing we've added.
And we could see the usage go up because it's costing us more.
Yeah. So Mike asked, can you reconfirm the difference in auto if accessing from the website and from the desktop? Yes. So there's just one big difference, and that is when you're on the dashboard, it knows if you have live data access, meaning it can actually query live data from the market. So it actually has access to what's called like tool uses in AI agents. So it can use ORATS tools, which is basically just our API endpoints structured as tools, and it can query those API endpoints with live data, capture the result, and then kind of spit it back out to you. And then it's a little bit more functional that way, right? You can use it to analyze real live data. Kind of like Matt did right there. What's the SPX price right now? The only difference is that in the website, we don't have access to, like you might not be a subscriber, you might not have live data, so it's not going to go out and query data that would be not compliant. So we limit it to just showing information about ORATs and our API docs and definitions and stuff like that. It can't actually go out and query real live market data.
So I'll say.
That usually means that the website version is a little bit faster and it actually streams the response in real time because it's not querying any real data, so it's a little bit faster.
Wait, say that again. So which faster?
The website is a little bit faster because it doesn't actually have to go and query data. it streams it in a little bit faster. But I mean, it's only a few seconds difference.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, yeah, I mean, and you could also like look at the strikes. I could do strikes by expiry. So I could do SPX by 9:02. So then this call value is 3802 for the 2600. So that's, yeah, that's 6400. So pretty close. Anyway, yeah, so that, what we wanted to show is like, if you have live data, which I do, you could then pull up, live data calls and ask for prices and like you said, check trades and, is this doing what I want to do, et cetera.
Yeah. Should we have like look at the market and see what it kind of thinks for a trading opportunity today? I mean, we have the trade ideas. So the dashboard just rolled out to all of our subscribers on Friday, right?
Yeah. All right. This is the first. I was just talking about that this is the first trading day that we have the new dashboard up. It was in beta for a month, and we had a lot of people trying it and a lot of good feedback. A lot of people say it's a lot more intuitive and there's a lot more opportunities. And Otto is obviously awesome in there. So yeah, now. This is no longer in beta, and we should tell all those people that were on the beta list, but they got there too late, Tyler, because we had to cut off because we only had 100 logins or something. So we had to
our beta had a lot of interest, and we had to cut it off at 100 people, but we got some great feedback, and now it's live to everybody. So go to dashboard.orats.com and give it a shot.
Yeah,
and we're going to be improving Otto, right? I mean, we've gotten a lot of good feedback on it, and people love using it. So, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it and what you think it should do next. I mean, like, I think, it'd be great to hear from you guys what you think it should do.
Yeah, so it's, already it's helping in programming. Already it's helping understand a lot of our definitions. Already it's helping you analyze and bring in outside data. I don't know what is left.
Yeah, I think it's what's left is like, taking some of the stuff that's in more of our private APIs, so things like the back testing and the scanning.
Yeah, that's true.
And kind of analyzing some of the stuff you can only do on the dashboard and bringing that into the context. I think that would be really neat.
Yeah, what Tyler's talking about is we have 339 million back tests pre-run, and what we're saying is that we could go through those and have Otto look at those. Is that what you're implying there?
Yeah, it'd be cool to be able to use some of our tools a little bit more effectively, rather than just understand their purpose. Because you can do that right now. You can go up to Otto and ask that, hey, like, tell me a little bit more about the back tester. What are the entry triggers mean? What are some good entry triggers in this environment? But I think it'd be cool to actually query it, it can actually start using the tools rather than you having to go and click around.
Yeah, that you're right. That would be something that's very useful for people to make it more intuitive. We try to make it intuitive from a UI user input, but yeah, using Otto to be the UI. I think you're suggesting that would be cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Are there any other questions on this, Tyler, that we should be checking out? You said you wanted to find a trade?
Yeah, let's see what it can do with trades. You're asking about SPX. Let's see what its thoughts are. You can also ask it to query like historical data, which is pretty interesting. And we have some really good intraday historical APIs that it can query. So you can ask it to like, give me a summary of what happened, on Wednesday, August 15th or whatever, and it'll do pretty good. So it's kind of good to see that if you have just any questions about, maybe you had a trade that did really well and you wanted to know what happened, to what contributed to that trade. It's kind of an interesting way to use it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because with our trading journal and the paper trader, you could see which days you did well, and you could ask if it's not immediately obvious why you made money on a certain day, you could ask Otto that.
Yeah.
So let's see what this is saying. So I said, hey, could you help me find a trade for portfolio protection? By the way, this is not financial advice. So that it talks about put spreads, based on the market conditions, put spreads, max protection. It's pretty nice. Like October 31st, November 21st, direct put purchase, VIX, buying VIX calls because the VIX goes up when the market goes down. So that's interesting. And it's kind of giving sizing. So if you have 100,000 portfolio, buy 4 or 5. That's nice.
That's cool. Yeah, we also have started seeing people use it in different languages, which I think is
Yeah, that's true. I saw Spanish, Chinese, Korean, and Arabic. What have you seen?
That's pretty much what I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to see all the kind of different emergent use cases of this.
Yeah, and that's nice, to be able to, because obviously my Arabic's a little bit
A little bit rusty.
Yeah. So it's nice to be able to get results and help in your native language. Well, that's all I had for Otto. Tyler, do you have any other final words for our audience here?
Yeah, I mean, I think just play around with it. If you have any questions about ORATS, ask Otto. It knows everything that Matt and I know for the most part. Knows about our pricing, knows about our documentation, knows about our definitions, our methodologies, and it's trained on everything from the university. Oh, one thing we added recently, you can demo this, Matt, is we added the YouTube webinars that we've done. So we're on episode 95 right now. We've added the last 6 months of YouTube videos to it, so you can, if you're looking to learn something and you prefer the webinar format that we do, you can ask it to give you some webinars to suggest stuff to look at.
Yeah, and we spot check these too. Like if someone says, "Hey, Otto's a little off on this," we'll go in and we could retrain it and give it some updated information. So if you guys ever see anything with Otto, just email us and we could update it on our side.
Yeah, Mike just said it even understands American English, which is different from England English.
I think
it's pretty neat.
I think Mike might be from England English. So here are some webinars and where to learn certain things. So that's very helpful. Like reduce overfitting. So I was asking about backtesting. So that's a good point, Tyler. That it can help you learn, and it's almost like a teacher walking you through our stuff. So it's a good way to learn things as well. That's a good point. So it's just amazing, how far this has come, from someone that's been in the business for so long. We had like 1 or 2 books that aren't that good. Oh, my dog's here. And now it's to this. So it's pretty crazy, how fast and how well you can learn some very heady topics using AI and using all the things that ORATS offer. So yeah, it's quite amazing, and I'm glad that I've had a small part in it.
Yeah, we just hired a new guy, and he's been using. I see him use it to like look, kind of like learn about ORATS, and also to like check some of our data.
Yeah,
Kind of, it's a great way for us to quality check our stuff too, which is kind of an
yeah.
emergent use case of it.
Yeah, Sean, you're talking about, and he's doing a great job, like with quality control on our data.
Mhm.
And he often uses Otto to say, hey, would the implied earnings effect ever be over this amount or under this amount? So it's good for that. Definitely good for that as well.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for tuning in again. Thank you, Matt, for demonstrating the really cool uses of Otto and how it can help you learn and analyze options data.
Yeah, thanks,
If
Todd.
you guys have any questions, you guys can email us or ask Otto. It's getting more and more powerful by the day. So,
Yeah.
Thanks guys for watching. Thank you, Trader, for hosting us, and we'll be back again next week.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.